What if I'm scared or unsure to drink ayahuasca? For first-timers, for people that have never drank plant medicine before, being scared is a completely natural emotion to have. It actually is a survival mechanism. It's a basic way of functioning as a human from the reptilian brain. It is here to protect us from danger. But now that our society has evolved, more so, we see that fear creeps into the mind itself and triggers imagination, worst case scenarios. And so this is actually at the root of a lot of our traumas in this life. And actually, ayahuasca is about facing your fear. You could have seen in your own experience, sometimes, oftentimes, actually, we imagine the worst case scenarios in some cases, and then we see that, oh, it was okay if we're able to have the courage to face that situation. And then it builds up strength and courage as we go beyond our fear. And so this fear that you're feeling is exactly the very thing that needs to be addressed. And the unsureness comes from the mind that gets into, confusion, the should I not, when truly the call to ayahuasca, to the plant medicine, starts first at the gut instinct, the feeling level. When you feel a call, it's the voice of the soul that is more silent than the ego, than the mind, that then starts to make stories. And those are our tests. Ayahuasca, from my experience, I've seen that puts obstacles in your way, tests your determination to change your life until you get here. Often there are, nightmares or, flight delays, fears, exactly like this, that come up. And so all those are just tests to see if you're ready. If you're truly ready to transform your life. So those common fears often have to do with losing control. We're very used in the society to feel security, holding on to things, to people for security. Because we're afraid of the unknown, we're afraid of what we don't know. But this actually is the very thing that doesn't allow you to discover who you truly are, to know yourself, truly. Because those fears that are in the closet, that have been accumulated years and years, in some cases, you are carrying them into all situations, everywhere you go, everybody you meet. This shadow self is there. But as long as you do not address it, it will start popping up. It will continue popping up in the reactive bursts of anger, not being able to finish a task, so many different examples. And so this fear of losing control is also exactly part of the healing process of ayahuasca. And some people also often ask me, but I could go crazy, right, with ayahuasca? First of all, just know ayahuasca is a completely natural plant. It's just two plants mixed in water. And then ayahuasca, from my experience, has helps you get into more in touch with who you truly are, your essence, your core. So you don't just from one day to the next become somebody else. Ayahuasca is about the dirty work, going into your garbage can, your closet, and retrieving it once and for all. It's the most efficient medicine, natural medicine that I know of. Many clients that have come here, 10 years of therapies with no real change, just treating the symptoms and spending so much money and not addressing the root. When ayahuasca, in a few ceremonies, you're done with it if you have the courage to go there, to face that very fear. So, also, I have seen people that come with religious fears. Religion can sometimes manipulate your mind in the sense that we'll say, this is good, this is bad. But perhaps there's a question here. Are you thinking for yourself? What do you feel? Are you free? Do you feel free? Because to my own experience as well, I can talk of ayahuasca only symbolizing love. It is only love, and the heart of Christ is the same. Buddha, all the gurus, the wise people, they're all about the heart. And ayahuasca opens your heart, liberates, balances your mind, rewires your nervous system to rebalance it, to align your energies, actually. Until now, probably they're imbalanced because so many things, especially your fears, are not addressed. I can talk about my own experience of my first ceremonies of ayahuasca, where I had no true guidance, which is not what you will get here. Where after my first ceremony, where they gave me a huge dose and the shamans were not really very knowledgeable, I had such a terrible, fearful experience that the next ceremony, the next day, I was crying. There was no way I wanted to come back to this ceremony. And this happens a lot because the first ceremony, the negative energies, those traumas, those fears, this darkness is coming out to the surface because it's about to get out, forever from your system. And so finally, they dragged me into the ceremony and gave me a small dose as well. And it was a completely different experience. I felt bliss, ecstasy, love. So what you're afraid of is of your own self. I can say that. Now, I was mentioning how we do it here. I, the spiritual guide at PUNQU, will be guiding you and accompanying you at all times. Of course, you will need your times of solitude and silence because it's part of the process. But here, the emphasis is on the spiritual preparation, integration. And so I'm here every day. We have a private conversation, practices, meditations to help you face your fears. And I always remind you, why are you here? Remind yourself of why even in the first place ayahuasca called you. Because it doesn't call everybody. Yeah? So this step into the unknown does take courage. But when you know that it's the most efficient way to free yourself completely, then I truly recommend it. You will see again, when you pass through, when you go beyond your fear, you transcend yourself, you're here for that. Go beyond your ego, your mind, the emotion, go deeper. You start to see the light and you start to become the highest version of who you are, which perhaps you had never even thought of. Your mind wasn't even able to fathom this magical you. So I'm here at all times to remind you of that, and in a very, very practical way. And also it helps you integrate the visions, interpret them, and I give you tools to go into your life moving forward in the best way possible. Yeah. So, of course, it's easier to escape, to continue escaping yourself your whole life. But will you be truly happy? Will you be living truly from the heart? Will you truly find love, true love? So here is about waking up. It's a spiritual surgery without anesthesia. And when we're sick, it starts energetically before it becomes physical. And this is a very personal story, but if it can help some of you get courage. My mother, I had no clue of plants when she was ill. She was diagnosed with a very rare cancer. And she suffered 1.5 years from it. She died very young. And I know in her case that her illness, she was very healthy physically, very healthy life. Her illness came from energetic imbalances, emotional imbalances. So better to treat yourself early and not regret, right? Now, everything happens for a reason. So perhaps now I'm facilitating the plant medicine and I have a drive for it because I know the benefits of it and also the dangers of not going for it when we're just fearful. It's very important to have a first talk, with someone. It doesn't force you into anything. Healing is not something we force. It's something that has to come from you. But definitely a talk with me. I would love to have a conversation with you so that we can discuss and you will see how I can answer your questions. And you will especially see how you feel once we have talked. This has happened so many times when people were really not sure and we've talked and they came and it wasn't easy, but at the end they didn't want to leave. Yeah. So I do advise you go and look at this video that we made here as well about if ayahuasca can make you crazy. It goes more in depth into, of course it doesn't, especially when the practice of the medicine is done consciously as it is in PUNQU. Okay? So we're here to enhance your life, deepen it, help you, transform it, empower you. So then you need to decide to empower yourself first. So you can reach me at my WhatsApp at +51 922 700 009. Looking forward. Ciao, ciao.